Hello. Hi guys, happy Monday. Trust that all is well with all of you. It is the final Monday in the month of July, the bestest, most fantabulous month of the year. So I know that it will be bittersweet for you all, but we do, as July born are closing the curtains, and we do understand the sorrow that you all are feeling, having been able to celebrate our life for these past 31 days. Now I know people who born in July from the very first day of July. I could call a name. If I go the 2nd of July, I could call a name. If you tell me the 31st of July, I could call a name. July just have all, we just celebrate throughout. So I hope that all is well with all of you. I hope that you are continuing to bask, like I said, in this beautiful month. Hope that those of you who are on vacation, that you continue to enjoy your summer. And I say summer in quotes because we don't have no summer here. It's rainy season or dry season, but somehow it is just July, August is just end up under the umbrella of summer. So when is our rainy hurricane rain season? That's not why we just say it, but summer. So I hope that you all are enjoying your vacation time. Those of you who are home with your kids, Godspeed, continued grace and strength to you and to your pockets. I'm hoping that you all are mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually well, financially, all the allies. Like I told a friend of mine recently, I hope that all the allies that you are all well in those spaces and places. If you are not, I continue to believe with you and trust God for you, that God will provide where there is lack, heal where there is sickness, comfort where there is emotional pain and hardship, and that He will do all what you need Him to do in the different areas that you may need Him to show up. For some it might be father, others it might be a physician, some you might need Him to be a financial advisor, others might need a defendant. Whatever you need Him to be, I pray that God will show up for you in that capacity. So today, I know a week before, this is what I'm referring to, we would have dealt with sticking to the plan and Hannah. I wanted to go back to, we're not doing prayer. We are not on that topic today, so this is not part 13. I'm not saying that a part 13 wouldn't come, because you all would have seen how this has been going. But we're not dealing with prayer today. We probably might be doing sticking to the plan part 2. That might be it, actually. How do I start this point? So we dealt with Hannah, but I want to highlight the fact that Hannah stuck with the plan. She was, even though she was in pain, she was persistent in prayer, she was patient, and she kept praying. I want to deal with the flip side of that and what that looked like and the consequences of what that could be. So I had a situation where there's something that I am yet to receive, that I know without a shadow of a doubt that God has promised to give me this particular thing. So I'm expectant. My month of July is the word expectant, my word for the month of July. And so I'm very expectant, not just for things for myself, but for those very near and dear to me. So I am expecting God for those list of things. And this particular item, God used more than one person to let me know that it is coming. It is on the way. It's not here yet, but it's coming. If you know me at all, if God say, I'm going to give you a red lollipop, I am waiting on my red lollipop. Don't come and tell me about a cupcake. Don't come and tell me about a pineapple. All I want is the red lollipop that I was promised. And I would wait with all the faith in the world on that red lollipop. So I've been promised a red lollipop. And one of the individuals who God would have used to let me know that the red lollipop on the way. thought that this taking too long. Not me, eh? Which is the funny thing. Find that it was taking too long, and you know, you could speed it up by doing so and so, so and so, so and so. I am not of that ilk. I don't have that kind of belly. So I am waiting. And then because of the, how to put this? You know, when you're here and come, do this, do that, you know, you could do this, if you do this, you'll be able to get, if that coming constantly, sometimes you might find yourself in a place where you're beginning to ask God, so what do you think about if I do this? I mean, it's the same, I just, you know, I can help you out here. I told us sometime before that God don't need our help, right? That came back very clear. God does not need my help. He does not need my assistance in any way. So I was praying one morning and I said, I brought up the issue and I said, God, I am believing, I am trusting, I am waiting. And then the Holy Spirit ministered to me the story which I am going to read today. I am hoping not to do too badly in terms of reading, so I will try to chop it up a bit. But please read Genesis chapter 15 to 17. Read those chapters, please, so that you could get the true essence and the gist of it. If I go through it and read it, we'll be here for an hour. So this is the episode of Abraham, the covenant God made with him, his wife Sarah, and Sarah's handmaiden or help, Hagar. So Abraham was promised something. Sarah found it was taking too long and thought that she could help God. Hagar agreed to assist him, and the whole thing turned whole mess, and God still was faithful to his promise. So I just want us to remember Hannah, that even though she was pained, she was not persecuted, but tortured and taunted, but she was persistent. She kept going up to the temple to pray. She kept on praying even though out of sorrow, bitterness. And she was patient. She still waited on God to do what she needed him to do. So in chapter 59 reading, after this, the word of the Lord came to Abram in a vision. Do not be afraid, Abram. I am your shield and your very great reward. Father, be my shield and my great reward. But Abram said, Sovereign Lord, what can you give me since I remain childless, and the one who will inherit my estate is Eliezer of Damascus? And Abram said, You have given me no children, so a servant in my household will be my heir. Then the word of the Lord came to him, This man will not be your heir, but a son who is your own flesh and blood will be your heir. He took him outside and said, Look up at the sky and count the stars. If indeed you can count them, then he said to him, So shall your offspring be. Abraham believed the Lord, and he credited it to him as righteousness. He also said to him, I am the Lord who brought you out of Ur of the Chaldeans to give you this land to take possession of it. And Abraham said, Sovereign Lord, how can I know that I will gain possession of it? So the Lord said to him, Bring me a heifer, a goat, a ram, and each 3 years old, along with a dove and a young pigeon. Abraham brought all these to him, cut them in two, and arranged the halves opposite each other. The birds, however, he did not cut in half. Then birds of prey came down on the carcasses, but Abraham drove them away. As the sun was setting, Abraham fell into the deep sleep, and a thick and dreadful darkness came over him. Then the Lord said to him, Know for certain that for 400 years your descendants will be strangers in a country not their own, and that they will be enslaved and mistreated there. But I will punish the nation they serve as slaves, and afterward they, however, will go to your ancestors in peace and be buried at a good old age. In the fourth generation your descendants will come back here, for the sin of the Amorites has not yet reached its full measure. I jump in over to chapter 16. Verse 1 it says, Now Sarai, Abraham's wife, had borne him no children, but she had an Egyptian slave named Hagar. So she said to Abraham, The Lord has kept me from having children. Go sleep with my slave. Perhaps I can build a family through her. Abraham agreed to what Sarah said. Pause, put a pin, shut down the whole thing. The Lord spoke to Abraham. Abraham heard from the Lord himself. After God spoke to you, God tell you would bear a son off of your own flesh. Right? You will bear a son. Not your slave that you have in your house. Not him. That's not going to be an heir. Somebody that come from you going to be your heir. And he told them, come, get a cow, get a ram, cut them in half. Put them opposite side of each other. Get a pigeon, get a dove. Don't cut them up. And that was to seal the covenant. Abraham forget himself and went and take the advice of his wife. Sounds familiar? It's sunging like when God talked to Adam and Eve come up with a backup plan for you after you would have heard for yourself. Women, we good enough. We are not to be underestimated. We good. Them men and them, my Jesus. So all you get instructions, you get instructions, you in your own ears, you get them instructions, and you still go on and you take a left in because your wife say, nah, I have a better plan. And Abraham agreed. Fast forward, I'm going down to what verse is this? Verse 4. He slept with Hagar and she conceived. When she knew she was pregnant, she began to despise her mistress. Then Sarai said to Abraham, this song is familiar, like Penina and Hannah, like them ladies and them that's just starter. Then Sarai said to Abraham, you are responsible for the wrong I am suffering. Sarai was good with herself. You come up with your own plan. Go talk to your man. You come up with a plan B as to how you go in and execute this thing that God already promised. You come and now you tell any man he's responsible for the pain that you're suffering, for the consequences of your own actions. Let me tell you, people just be doing things and they don't like the bread that they butter when they done butter. So homegirl saying, you are responsible for the wrong I am suffering. I put my slave in your arms, and now that she knows she's pregnant, she despises me. May the Lord judge between you and me. I beg. Your slave is in your hand. Abraham said. Now he threw it back. They playing tennis. She bat a ball, he hitting it back. Now your slave in your hand. Do it or whatever you think best. Then Sarai mistreated Hagar, so she fled from her. The angel of the Lord found Hagar near a spring in the desert. It was the spring that is beside the road to Shur. And she said, Hagar, slave of Sarai. He said, Hagar, slave of Sarai, where have you come from and where are you going? Who tell you where you come from and tell me where you're going? Who send you? Anybody send you anywhere? I'm running away from my mistress Sarai, she answered. Then the angel of the Lord told her, go back to your mistress and submit to her. The angel added, I will increase your descendants so much that they will be too numerous to count. The angel of the Lord also said to her, you are now pregnant and you will give birth to a son. You shall call his name Ishmael, for the Lord has heard of your misery. He will be a wild donkey of a man. His hand will be against everyone and everyone's hand against him, and he will live in hostility towards all his brothers. Now tell me, all they're going and do, now this innocent child come into this whole mix-up here, adult mix-up, and this is your portion. This is you going and be hostile against your brothers. Your hand is going to be against everyone and everybody hand going against you because adults did not want to do it themselves and went and do their own thing. I waiting on my red lollipop. What I say? chapter 17. I'm jumping over, right? When Abraham was 90 years old. So let me go back. So in verse 16 of chapter 16, it says that Abraham was 86 years old when Hagar bore him Ishmael. Verse 17. When Abraham was 90 years old, 4 years later. So you get the promise. Chapter 16, 15. Time pass. Miss Lady come and boy a son at the age of 86. So you would have gotten the promise. The word would have come before that. I would have gotten the word spoken about the red lollipop since last year. In 2024. When Abraham was 99 years old, I saying 86, I saying 90 is 99. When Abraham was 99 years old, the Lord appeared to him and said, I am God Almighty. Walk before me faithfully and blameless. Only 86 and now he's 99. Jeez and ages. Walk before me faithfully and blameless, and be blameless. Then I will make my covenant between me and you and will greatly increase your numbers. Abraham fell face down and God said to him, as for me, this is my covenant with you. You will be the father of many nations. No longer will you be called Abram. Your name will be Abraham. For I have made you a father of many nations. I will make you very fruitful. I will make nations of you, and kings will come from you. I will establish my covenant as an everlasting covenant between me and you and your descendants after you for the generations to come, to be your God and to be the God of your descendants after you. The whole land of Canaan where you now reside as a foreigner, I will give as an everlasting possession to you and your descendants after you, and I will be their God. Jump forward. God, verse 15, God also said to Abraham, as for Sarai, your wife, verse 15 of chapter 17, you are no longer to call her Sarai, her name will be Sarah. I will bless her and will surely give you a son by her. So not only is barren Sarah how much years older as a barren woman, so what was almost dry up now for sure. I will bless her so that she will be the mother of nations. King of peoples will come from her. And Abraham fell face down. He laughed and said to him, will a son be born to a man 100 years old? Because the man is 99. The birthday must he was right around the corner. So he acknowledged the 99. 100 years old. Will Sarah bear a child at the age of 90? And Abraham said to God, if only Ishmael might live under your blessings. Then God said, yes, but your wife Sarah will bear you a son, and you will call him Isaac. I will establish my covenant with him as an everlasting covenant for his descendants after him. As for Ishmael, I have heard you. I will surely bless him. I will make him fruitful, and I will greatly increase. Now, this is not, now let me tell you earlier, we're still dealing with the issues with Ishmael today. You don't want to tell yourself, well, look, God still bless Ishmael and go and do what you want, and say God will still give me Isaac. If I go, you go ahead with that partner. I'm not so brave. I am advising you. Please, I beg. Wait. Do like Hannah. And wait. Don't do like Sarah and try to come up with your own solution as to how you could hasten the process. I mean, you would want to hasten it because I'm telling you, he's 86. He would have told Abraham that you're going to be the father of many nations before 86. It's 100. More than 10 years passed. Then God said, yes, but your wife Sarah will bear you a son, and you will call him Isaac. I will establish my covenant with him and as an everlasting covenant for his descendants after him. Verse 20, and as for Ishmael, I have heard you. I will surely bless him. I will make him fruitful and will greatly increase his number. He will be the father of 12 rulers, and I will make him into a great nation. But my covenant I will establish with Isaac. That is where God covenant with my red lollipop, not with nothing else. Whatever God would have told you that he promised to give you, or he promised to do, or he planned to do with you, line by your red lollipop. Do not go, because that is where his covenant, that is where he would keep his word. But my covenant I will establish with Isaac, whom Sarah will bear to you by this time next year. So he gave my time frame now. Jesus. When, verse 22, when he had finished speaking with Abraham, God went up from him. And that very day, Abraham took his son Ishmael and all those born in his household or bought with his money, every male in his household, and circumcised them. And God told him, as God told him, Abraham was 99 years old when he was circumcised, and his son Ishmael was 13. Abraham and his son Ishmael were both circumcised on that very day, and every male in Abraham's household, including those born in his household or bought from a foreigner, was circumcised with him. I want to jump over here, chapter 18 to verse, let's see if I could try to go back. Let me read from verse 3. Let me read from the beginning. The Lord appeared to Abraham near the great tree of Mamre, while he was sitting at the entrance to his tent. In the heat of the day, Abraham looked up and saw 3 men standing nearby. When he saw them, he hurried from the entrance of his tent to meet them and bowed low to the ground. He said, "If I am found favor in your eyes, my Lord, do not pass your servant by. Let a little water be brought, and then you may all wash your feet and rest under the tree. Let me get you something to eat, so you can be refreshed. Then go on your way. Now that you have come to your servant." "Very well," they answered. "Do as you say." So Abraham hurried into the tent to Sarah. "Quick," he said, "get 3 shares of the finest flour and knead it and bake some bread." Then he ran to the herd and selected a choice tender calf and gave it to a servant who hurried to prepare it. He then brought some curd milk and the calf that had been prepared and set these before them. While they ate, he stood near them under a tree. "Where is your wife Sarah?" they asked him. "There in the tent," he said. Then one of them said, "I will surely return to you about this time next year, and Sarah your son will have a son. Sarah your wife will have a son." Now Sarah was listening at the entrance to the tent, which was behind him. Abraham and Sarah were already very old, and Sarah was past the age of childbearing. So Sarah laughed to herself as she thought, "After I am worn out, after I done worn out, my Lord is old. Will I now have this pleasure?" Then the Lord said to Abraham, "Why did Sarah laugh and say, 'Will I really have a child now that I am old?' Is anything too hard for the Lord? I will return to you at the appointed time next year, and Sarah will have a son." Sarah was afraid, so she lied and said, "I did not laugh." But he said, "Yes, you did laugh." And I will stop here. And I will quickly wrap up this video because I don't want it to go into 30 minutes. What I want to tell us is, us, myself and you who are viewing and listening to me, if God has said to you, red lollipop, white lollipop, I'm using lollipop because we just put in whatever that is. Whatever the thing is, red lollipop, yours might be white. Whatever that thing is, please, 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 do like Hannah and wait. Do like Hannah and wait. Pray about it consistently. Be persistent about it. Keep on going before God. Hannah kept on going up to the temple to bring this request before God. Keep on praying about this thing. Pray, pray even out of your sorrow. Keep praying. And please do not do like Sarah, where you think because of the impossibility, because of how long you think it might go and think, you go and help God. You go and help him get the thing. So, I know you tell my husband he go and get a child. I can't make none but my servant here, so he could go into her, and then when the mess hit the fan, you start to quarrel and complain after you make your own mess. Now you don't like the decor of the room that you decorate. You well decorate your room with your drama. You walk in and don't like how it looking. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I am begging us, if there is anything, any specific thing that God would have mentioned to you that he's going to do on your behalf, that he's going to come through for you in this regard, wait. Ask God for the grace. I told us last week to ask God for the strength and the power, because sometimes we don't have the ability to do the required thing, whether it be to love, whether it be to forgive, whether it be to wait. We don't have what it takes to do that in our own self. Ask the Holy Spirit to strengthen you, to empower you, to wait and to stick to the plan, that God would have ordained and predestined for your life. Sarah did not stick to the plan. God told Abraham, is either that or Abraham did not communicate well to his wife to let him know, no, McGill, that is not the plan. That is not my wife. You are my wife, and God said me, he will give me somebody out of my own flesh. I am admonishing us. Do not go outside of the area. I just say, sometimes I just feel like on an 8x8 tile, stand up on your tile there, and if you need to turn around in your circle just to not be in the same position all the time, don't move from the tile home. Do not even play hopscotch jumping from time to tile. Stay in place, stay in position, stick to the plan, and pray. Ask God for the grace to help you to ride it out until that thing comes and it materializes and it manifests. We like to say manifest these days. You manifested it. Wait and let God manifest the thing that he would have told you. Wait right there and wait on it. You don't go on and try to help God. Don't go and try to do that, because you will end up with problems on your hand that will stick with you forever. Imagine something you thinking that you're doing not good. You get it, you know. You went about different means and ways of getting the same thing. You went and get it. So you went, and instead of somebody giving you a lollipop, you went and buy it. You end up with the lollipop, but problems. I don't want problems. I just want peace. I don't want problems. I only want peace, and I pray that that be your position as well. Lord, I'm going to stick to the plan. I'm going to persist in prayer. I'm going to continue praying. I'm going to patiently wait. And if I'm running out of patience, Father, give me the grace and the strength and empower me to wait, so that I will not deviate from the plan. I will stick to the plan, and I will see your purposes be accomplished in my life. So I'm encouraging us, all of us. It might be long. Ishmael was 13 years old. After Ishmael was born, that promise was made, and the promise was reiterated, and not for in the present year, this time next year. So it wasn't even in the current year. This time next year, God came again and revisited the covenant that he already made with Abraham. I told you that I was going to give you this. This time next year, this is going to come into fruition. So already years passed. So ask God, Lord, give me the patience, give me the grace to persist in prayer, to be patient, to pray consistently, continuously, without fainting, like that woman in Luke chapter 18 verse 1. Pray and not faint. To consistently pray. Do like that widow and continually go. Do like Hannah and keep going back year after year to the temple to pray about this particular request until God give you that red lollipop. Do not deviate. Do not deviate. Do not deviate. Stick to the plan. So until next time, guys, this is my encouragement. I hope it helps, encourages, and empowers and enlightens somebody while they wait. I am waiting on my red lollipop. Please wait on yours. Have a wonderful rest of July, and see you guys in August, God's willing.